Hi everyone, Poncho Nicole, part 1, and here we are going to talk about how are we going to do Poncho Nicole. Nifty knitter, or a loom that looks like a nifty knitter, and the all-in-one. On both looms you can make this poncho. And how? First you are going to decide on what loom you want to make it and what kind of yarn you want to use. As you know, on these types of loom you use different yarn than on the all-in-one. This is for needle number 8 European size, and here on this loom you can use yarn for European size number 4, and of course you can use number 4 on this loom, and then you have to decide to do 2 or 3 pieces of yarn. Now you are going to make a choice what kind of stitch, and then I advise to make a swatch, whether you do it with 2 or 3 pieces of yarn or with 1. And yes, why a swatch? Here's that woman again with her swatches. Why a swatch? With a swatch you can see how it looks, how does your stitch is behaving, there are a lot of things you can do with that swatch. You can calculate the amount of stitches, the amount of rows with the swatch. So a swatch is very important for knit work. When you know how to do the calculation, you can do whatever you want, because then you can make any garment you would like. Okay, the choice of stitches and why a swatch. I've got a thing over here with different kinds of stitches. This is the E-wrap pearl, E-wrap and pearl. This is a pearly wrap. This is E-wrap and pearly wrap. This is a true knit, pearl and true knit, moss stitch, rib stitch, and as you already can see, this is garter stitch with pearl and true knit, and this is garter stitch with pearly wrap and E-wrap. So the sizes are completely different. The width and the length are different, and as you can see, the true knit is a little bit smaller. Rib stitch and U-wrap and flat knit, and as you can see, they all have different sizes, and that is why it is so important that you make a swatch. Yes, all of those stitches have different width and length, so it's very important to measure that and make a swatch and make a note of what you find. Okay, in the pattern I have made the poncho with 2 pieces of yarn for needle 4, so this will be another calculation than in the pattern. What you have to do, you have to take a closer look at your swatch, and this is your stitch. This is beneath, above, and the 2 sides of the stitch. So you are going to put down your measuring tape in the stitch, and you are going to count the amount of stitches. You can even use a ruler, it doesn't matter as long as it is measuring the right way. You have to make a swatch that is a lot bigger than 4x4. So in this case you could knit a swatch of around 25 stitches and 25 rows, and then you have enough to measure 4 inches. When you're doing a U-wrap or a flat knit, you can either decide to do a lot more rows because that is a smaller stitch. Okay, this is the 4 inches, and you are going to count all the V shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and you write that down. Okay, the same thing you are going to do in the length. You put it down and you are going to count all the V shapes again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. As you can see, it's almost 4 inches. So, and that's what you have to keep in mind. So it is 20.5 is 4 inches. 20.5 stitches is 4 inches. Okay, you take a note of that and you are going to calculate how many stitches you need. And this is the way of doing that. Okay, 4x4 inch. 14 stitches is 4 inch and 20.5 is 4 inch. The poncho width is 21.5 inches and the length is 18 inches. So this is the width. We are going to calculate the stitches. So 21.5 divided by 4 and then times 14 is 75.25. So it will be 76 stitches. 18 divided by 4 times 20.5 is 92.25. You can divide it. You can write down 92 stitches. And when you do the same thing with a true knit on the all-in-one, you have 19 stitches in 4 inches. Excuses, I'm using centimeters, so then I have to write down 10. And then you are going to have 102 stitches for the width and 144 for the length. Now, either you decide to make it in one piece on the all-in-one, that is possible. But if you want to make a poncho for an adult person, and you have an all-in-one 18 inch, that won't be enough, so you still have to divide the poncho in 2 parts. When you are going to do it on a nifty knitter, you are limited to a certain amount of stitches, but don't think it's a limitation, because when you know how to seam it the right way, you can do whatever you want. So it was 76 stitches. If you divide that by 2, it will be 38. And when you look at the schedules which are delivered with the pattern, you can try and make your own schedules, of course, and you can write that down and adjust it to your own pattern. Okay. And when you are able to do this, you are able to do anything on the loom. It doesn't matter what, scarves, hats, whatever you want with whatever you stitch. So this is so now I hope you will be able to start Poncho Nicole the right way, and there are more videos where I explain how you can do it while you are knitting it in 2 parts, so you can still look at them and see how that is done. And if you just look good at your schedules, and for example you knitted 80 stitches and then knitted 4 rows with the decreases, so you have 48 rows, then you are going to count back for the decreases in the neck for the front part. So you have those 84 stitches and then you count backwards. Okay, I hope you can get started now, and hope to see you in the next video of Poncho Nicole. Bye bye.